Outerplane update dev notes just dropped. New guild raid content, new waifu, Rin buffs. Let's check them out. So the first thing we have on the list is recruitment or summon buffs. Effective immediately, mileage or pity will now carry over through banners, which is huge. And effective in the next update, hero recruitment chance will be increased, allowing players to obtain drop rate up heroes more easily, which is another massive change, and players will be very happy about this. Next up, they are also making heroes much easier to fully ascend. Effective in the next update, they will drop events and content that drop extra shards as rewards, and in the future, they plan to reduce the overall cost to fully 6-star transcend a hero, which is very nice. These are the current values, and at 900 to fully transcend a 3-star hero, that was a bit too much, so I'm glad they're doing that. Next up, we have a new hero, Eternal, who is a fire mage who will be dropping in the next updates banner. The devs described her as she can provide versatile support in battle with a debuff that reduces defense and speed, which sounds very nice already. And as she provides speed and stability in clearing fire element, armor, and weapon raids, we expect to see her widespread adoption. So the devs are obviously expecting her to be everywhere in PvE, for the fire dungeons at least. We're unsure about the PvP aspect at this point, but hopefully she'll be decent there as well. With the new update, we'll also see the introduction of guild raids, in which you compete with other guilds over the course of 2 weeks on the leaderboards. The first guild raid will feature devout follower of scientific inheritance Maxwell, and strangely, he is a water boss in this dungeon. And the devs have also mentioned that Lane, Yuri, and Alice will be especially effective at countering his main mechanic. Along with the new hero Eternal, we will also be getting her event dungeon alongside it. It will be called The Reaper and the Gangster, and it features a short story of the new hero. If anything, I'm expecting it to be similar to Epic 7's side stories from their events. It is also mentioned that you can obtain various rewards, including a cute mascot character based on Eternal, which I currently have no idea what that means. If anybody has any insight to it, feel free to share. Hero growth material acquisition will also be buffed in the next update. Daily entry limits for the Bounty Hunter, Bandit Chase, and Upgrade Stone Retrieval dungeons will be increased slightly. Heroes can be leveled to max without using upgrade stones, however skill ups are still tied to upgrades. And more lower tier skill books will be provided for the players. And in the future update, a hero recall system is expected to be implemented, allowing players to return all resources used to raise a hero. However, limitations are expected to be implemented on this feature. And finally, we get to the balance changes, including both heroes and bosses. For the heroes, Rin and Alice will be getting some buffs in the future, although nothing specific has been specified so far. For the bosses, Storage Stage 6 Decard, Stage 10 Sai, and Stage 10 Stella will have the difficulty reduced, along with Tower Stage 100 Sigma and other problematic tower bosses. So overall, my personal biggest wins from the update are the pity carryover, which is actually huge because it saves you so many pulls in the long run. For example, if you're pulling on a rate up banner unit and you get them at, for example, 70 pulls or so, if it's too far away from the hard pity 200 to keep going for another dupe. So if you just stop at 70 and you let it carry over to the next banner, that's already 70 pities towards pity saved up for the next banner. Before, without the pity carryover, it would just go to 0 and you would have lost all your progress, which is very sad. So this update for the pity carryover is huge. My next biggest win in this update is the increased gacha rates. Who doesn't like increased gacha rates? But honestly, the current gacha rate is really bad. A 2% chance for a 3-star? I mean, that's alright, but you only have a 0.8% chance of getting the rate up unit when you're pulling on their banner, which is less than 50% chance when you hit a 3-star, which is kind of ridiculous. I'm glad they're doing something about it this early, because this was one of the worst aspects of the game, combined with the fact that the pity is 200, which is kind of high. Well, a lot higher than average for normal gacha. Next, lowering the shard transcendent requirements is also a huge win for me. because right now, for a 3-star unit with no dupes, it takes 900 shards to fully transcend it from 3 to 6 stars. Since you only get to farm 10 shards a day, that will take 90 days or 3 months in total, which is a bit too long for my liking. So if they shaved it off to like 2 months, max 2 months for 3-star to get to 6-star max, I'll be pretty happy about that. Next up is the new guild content. Currently just hitting the guild bosses twice every day was getting kind of stale, so I'm glad they got some new content and even competitive content with leaderboards with other guilds to help spice it up a little bit. And I know the people in the soft launch C server haven't gotten any new content in like 1 or 1.5 months or so I know they'll be very happy to see this. And lastly are the hero growth material buffs. Personally, I'm expecting them to only increase the dungeon daily entry limit by 1 from 2 to 3. It might not seem like much, but that is a 50% increase, which is actually massive. And also in the long run, that additional entry daily will add up very quickly. So we'll be able to progress much further in the future than if we didn't have it from the start. So that's all there is from me. I try to make this summary as brief as possible while including all the relevant information. If you have any feedback about this kind of format, let me know in the comments. And yeah, share your personal biggest wins in this update.